Hello friends, I'm Madison from Artworks Photographics. In this tutorial, we are gonna learn how to color grade your sunset images like this in Lightroom. So let's get started. As we can see that in this image, there's lack of contrast between the subject and background. So we need to add some contrast and color to pop up the image. So decrease the exposure, something like this. We will light up the subject later. So add some highlight, increase it, and some, not the blacks, whites. Light up the grass. Okay, now grab this radial tool and select this particular area which we want to light up. Okay, invert it because all the effects we want is inside this circle. So increase some of exposure, decrease some contrast, and increase some shadows to light up the subject, and decrease some black, and we can increase some highlight. Now the subject is lighted up, so we need to light up the face and the other skin tone. So just grab this brush tool and paint over the area. Make sure the auto mask is selected, because auto mask will allow us to paint on specific areas and a specific color. If we will paint here, it will just paint on the color which we have selected. Okay, so if we paint the skin tone, it will just paint on the skin tone, not to the hair or not to the clothes. Okay, so I think it's looking perfect. You can increase if you want. Okay, this is done. Now we need to add some warm color, because we are color grading the sunset images. The sunset might be golden hour. We can, okay, the highlight is I think too much. We need to decrease that. We can decrease exposure a little bit. Now we have to add some contrast, because I found the contrast very low over here. So add some contrast. Okay, now let's fade the shadows by the tone curve. Divide this tone curve into two parts and lift this point up. Okay, it will just fade the shadows, not the highlight. Okay, so now if we want to saturate this grass, we can go here, saturation, and increase yellow and green, but not too much. Okay, now let's jump on the split toning and add some color like this, but it's too much, so decrease the saturation and add some bluish color. Okay, it's too much, just decrease this like this. Okay, now it's done. We can add some warm color to decrease the exposure. It's been raised. Okay, now we have to add some vignette to the picture, because we have to focus on the subject only. This is okay, but we don't want this vignette effect in the highlight. So move this slider up to 100, because it will remove that from highlight. Now we have to add the sun something here, because you can see that the light is coming from back side of the subject, so the sun probably may be here. So grab this radial tool and make a circle over here. Okay, invert it and increase the exposure all the way up and the temperature all the way up, and give it feather, because the sun must be faded and it's not too much harsh to the edges of the circle. Okay, we can add some magenta tint. Okay, the feather is too much, I think. Okay, now we have to make a copy of it and make it bigger. So right click, duplicate it, and make this circle very big, something like this. But we don't want it too much harsh or too much lighted, so decrease the exposure. We can decrease some of warm and increase some magenta tint. Okay, this is okay. Now we can do something here and add this, and we select this, and we just have to decrease the exposure, because it's looking too much bright. We don't want to bright it too much. So now add some temperature too, because it's not looking good with this temperature. We have to increase this. Now grab this brush tool and light it up the shadows, light up the shadows, not too much, but we have to light up the face and the other skin tones. Now it's looking perfect, as you can see that. So press Y to see the before and after. Look the massive difference. This flat image has been converted now into a very good color graded image. So I hope this video would be helpful to you, and if you found this video helpful, just like it and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.